Hey everybody, and welcome to another mail art video. In today's video, I am going to be decorating 3 envelopes and making a card. The card is going to go with this lovely vellum envelope. I just love vellum envelopes. I love that you can see through it, and I'm going to decorate this card in a way that makes sense with the envelope so that you can see through and see everything together, and it just looks so cool once it's done. But I'm going to be using supplies from my pen pal Mary. Mary also owns a shop where she designs and makes vintage style elements, writing paper, stickers, memos, like the whole thing. She's super talented and I love her style. And she made this beautiful folder full of vintage paper and modern things as well, because I do like to work with modern things as well, but she knows my style pretty well, and sent over all of these beautiful things with this beautiful folder that she also made, and it's just full of stuff. And I do some damage to the pile, I will admit. I use quite a bit of what she sent over and I'm pretty proud of myself. I am aiming to use more of my stuff up this year than I did last year. I will admit that I did pretty good last year, but I always have room for improvement. I do cheat and use this little belly band thing that she made. It was already beautifully collaged, and I decided to just go ahead and use it in this card. And I think it looks really cool. I need to find a background piece to sort of pull it away from the craft, since they're both sort of brown tones. But I just used one of the papers that she included to sort of lift it up a little bit, and I love the way it turns out. I think this is a really fun way of using something that she created and giving it another life. I love doing that, and I don't know, I just think it's super fun to take recycling to a new way, upcycling things that you get that were made by somebody else and just giving it another life. I think is super fun. I actually do that quite a bit with the paper that I get. Not only do I share what I know I can't use or don't really gravitate towards, but when someone makes, a beautiful folder or a little book or something that's filled with ephemera, I think they're really fun, and I recycle them because I don't need 1,000 little folders filled with little tiny bits of ephemera. So I use the ephemera, or I gift it on to somebody else, and then I share those folders as well. I love making my own, but sometimes it is just so much easier to upcycle and share them with my pen pals as well. So I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you guys had a marvelous new year. And I am still on a high right now. I think starting the new year with a fresh, clean slate has reinvigorated me in a way that I have not felt since probably the beginning of last year. The end of 2021 was very hard. October and November were hands down the hardest months that I can ever recall having. I guess everything just sort of caught up with us and just slammed us down to the ground as hard as it could. And December was beautiful and magical, but I completely checked out of everything, and I was 100% present with my children. I disconnected from social media, YouTube, Patreon, which I felt terrible about. I still did my rewards for Patreon and all of that, but I didn't get it done until like the end of the month, and I think some of my rewards actually went out on December 30th. So yeah, I really did check out. The only creative thing that I did all month in December was work on my December daily journal, which I absolutely loved. I did a different style this year, and the project kept me very busy and entertained, and I just love December. I just love spending that time with my kids, and turned out great. But see how cool that was with the card and the envelope together? Ugh, I just love that. I love working with vellum. But yeah, so I just completely checked out and spent that time with my kids and really sort of soaked it all in. And as a result, I got super behind on, I don't know, I guess cleaning my office. My office was just in a state. But I got caught up with all of my letters. I think I went into December with probably 30 letters I had to reply to, and I came into 2022 with only 2. that I have to reply to. So I was a letter writing machine the last probably 2 weeks of December. And I feel kind of bad because I think most of them went out at the beginning of the year, like on the 1st or the 2nd. And all of them had Christmas ephemera. I was sort of going through everything and clearing out my stash, and I was sending piles of Christmas things to everybody. And I totally felt bad because a lot of the pen pals, like, that I was writing letters to and sending to, we don't normally exchange goodies. It's just the letters. And I sent everybody something. And like, I felt bad because it's like January and they're going to have to wait until this December to use it. But I totally didn't care. I needed help clearing out my Christmas stuff. And I still have an ungodly amount of Christmas stuff. I just love Christmas. And I love documenting Christmas. I do December Daily every year. And this year I did something different. I hope that you will take a peek at my channel and see what I did. Hopefully there will be a flip through of my completed album up very shortly. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, so I went into January really invigorated to simplify and slow down a little bit. I need to find a new balance between work and personal things, and I have created a system, analog and mental, to sort of help me get through that, and I hope that it really works. I have been feeling fantastic. I mean, granted, I think it's like the 4th today, the 5th. We're only 5 days in, but I still feel amazing, and I still love coming into my office every day. I had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 things on my to-do list to get done this week. And I only have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to do. That's how busy I've been. And a lot of those things were not like 10-minute things. A lot of those things took me hours to do. A lot of filming, a lot of finishing things up, a lot of cleaning and destashing. I think the main thing that I have left to do is film 2 things, but I don't have the materials to film yet. I have to wait for them to come in the mail. And I have to, I have to get Patreon going. I made the postcard, and I dropped them off at the printer, but I have to start kitting. But I have to pull the supplies to start kitting. So, yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm probably going to do that as soon as I'm done with this voiceover. I know exactly where I need to go get that stuff, but I'm just super excited. I feel very motivated, and I cannot wait to get going and to sort of smash 2022 in the face. Did I say that right? 2022. That just sounds really terrible. Yeah, anyway, so I'm using this other band from the folder to put into my journal because I had this one layout that I didn't have anything on, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the middle. It was beautiful as it was. I didn't want to mess it up, and I just put it in my journal, and there you go. There's a layout done. Calling it done. But I'm going to bring everything in a little bit closer for you to see. I would love to hear about your intentions or goals. Do you have a word for the year? Do you have a mindset for the year? Do you have a plan or a goal of what you want to achieve, what you want to do? I would love to hear down in the comments down below your plans for 2022, be it creative or personal. Let's start a conversation down there. I really love conversating in the comments, so meet me down there and we will strike up a conversation and maybe get some inspiration and motivation and just positivity flowing. That's it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great day.